Hello and welcome to the RTB Show, where today I'll be telling you your political news, football news, motivational part of the show, and the fact of the show. Well, let's delve right in. The political news of today is that Mr. Richard Sharp has allegedly been involved in a £800,000 loan guarantee to former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, but Richard Sharp has denied it. And that's your political news for today. But let's get into the real news today about Arsenal 1, City 4. Well, what can I say? I had Arsenal fans calling me, I won't say their name, I won't specify, but I had Arsenal fans calling me saying, "Oh, Reece, we're going to thrash them." Basically, putting their predictions out on pure blind faith. And I don't know how they do it. Yes, they are first, but they're first with 2 points ahead of Man City. And Man City has 2 games in hand. Like, if we look at the stats from Arsenal versus City last night, Arsenal had 8 shots. City had 14. So City dominates. 2 shots on targets for Arsenal. 9 shots for City on target. So they dominate. Yeah, again. 48% possession for Arsenal. 52% possession for Man City. So it was quite a close game. It was quite end-to-end. So City didn't dominate it. Arsenal didn't dominate it. So it was quite close. It was, in terms of possession stats, it was quite close. There was a total of 26 fouls in that game. 26 fouls. 13 fouls each. 13 fouls for Arsenal and 13 fouls for Manchester City. 3 corners for Arsenal and 1 corner for Manchester City. Well, look, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I believe that City are more experienced. Arsenal, 18 years that they haven't won the league. They have a young squad. They're doing better than usual. Can you say it's form? Can you say it's class? We have to see next season, because they will be in the Champions League next season. That is a definite. That is a guarantee. Arsenal will be in the Champions League next season, and that will be quite weird for Arsenal fans to see their team in the Champions League. Very, very weird. Since 2016, I believe they last were in the Champions League, and that was more than 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. Almost a decade ago that Arsenal were last in the Champions League, and that is quite sad for Arsenal fans. But then Arsenal are first. It's giving Arsenal fans a glimmer of hope that they can win the league, get into the Champions League. But I need to tell you something. Next season is next season. What do I think about this season? I believe City are too strong. They have a treble to win. They're in the treble picture. They're advancing in the Champions League very, very well. They're facing Real Madrid, very hard opponent, and they want to get to the final, win their first ever Champions League. Then they're in the FA Cup final. They want to win that too, and now they're in the fight for the Premier League. So they have a lot to win. They have a lot to fight for, a lot to play for. Arsenal, they don't have a lot to play for. They don't. They've been knocked out by Sporting Lisbon in the Europa League. They've been knocked out of the FA Cup, and they've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup, obviously. And they only have the league to play for. Yesterday was a absolute knock to Arsenal's season because they did not want to see Manchester City win, as now they're only 2 points behind Arsenal, and it's very hard for Arsenal to keep the, if Arsenal win every game till now to the end of the season, they will be they could still lose it. It's in City's hands. It's in City's hands. Now, as a Chelsea fan, we're facing Arsenal next. And let me tell you, I am not confident after losing 2-0 to Brentford yesterday. I am not confident in playing Arsenal at all. Even though they've been, I would say pasted, but they've been owned at the Etihad by Manchester City. They've definitely been owned. And look, Arteta and Pep, was Arteta's boss at City. Arteta was the assistant manager, and they know each other very well. They know each other inside and out because they work together. So it's quite interesting. Arteta versus Pep rivalry. It's very. We've seen it this season. It's quite interesting, But Pep, Man City, I always thought they were going to win yesterday because they've been in this position many times. They know how to win it. They've been at the crunch before, and they've done it before. So Liverpool, they know how it feels, and it's not good. It's not good. So, in my opinion, I believe City will win because it's in their hands and they won't let it go. Do I think that City will win the treble? I would say there is potential, but realistically, it's only been done once for a reason. Pep is an extraordinary manager, but I don't see City doing it because they have to. Man United has the opportunity to stop them from winning the treble, so it's also in Man United's hands to stop them. It's up to Man United and Real Madrid. So Man United, I don't think they'll stop them from winning the FA Cup. Real Madrid, they're Man United's hope because Real Madrid are the champions of Europe and they won this Champions League last season against Liverpool. And Pep versus Carlo Ancelotti is quite an interesting rivalry as well, because they're both astute managers. They both are experienced managers. Pep has won the Champions League a decade ago, more than a decade ago. Carlo Ancelotti is the manager to win it, the only manager to win it 4 times. If he wins it this year, he would win it 5 times. So I believe City, they won't win the treble. They can definitely win the treble, but realistically, it's very hard. Even with all the players they have, Chelsea, we spent 600 million. We'll see next season, but we won't win the treble, even though we spent 600 million. But with all the players that City has, I don't see them winning the treble. The only thing I can see is for them to win the treble, they can't be complacent. That's the most important thing. They can't be complacent. They have to take every game as a cup final. Take every game as a cup final. Win it. Every game at a time. One by one. One by one. And you'll see, by them doing it, not being complacent, not thinking that they already have it in the bag, I think they have more of a chance of doing it that way. But yeah, City, Arsenal, basically, they're top, but they can win every single game, and City could still win it with their 2 games in hand. So, can they do a domestic double? Yeah, I would think so. That's more realistic, of course. We did Chelsea did the domestic double in 2010, so City can definitely do it. It's just the Champions League that is very hard because, do they want to win that first Champions League? Do they want to Is the league most important to them? Is the Champions League most important to them? What is most important to Man City at this moment in time? Every single one should be. But they need to look at that. They need to take one cup at a time. Okay, firstly, we'll do the FA Cup. We'll win the FA Cup. Okay, so now we have to win the Premier League. Okay, we win the Premier League. Okay, now we're in the final. We had to win the fight. Don't overload your brains and be like, oh, we have to win all three at the same time. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not the best way. But that's my opinion. City will win the league. In terms of the league, City, in my opinion, will win the league. But Arteta, he's learning on the job and he's doing a good job. Motivational part of the show. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going through any anxiety or stress, please talk to someone. It is worse to keep it all in your head and let it rot inside of you. You need to get it off. You need to talk your mind. You need to talk your mind instead of keeping it in there. It's going to rain in there. It's going to rain. It's rainy in there. You can't help it. But let me tell you, talking is it's very obvious, but I've been dealing with some anxiety lately and stress. And my way of dealing with it is talking it out and communicating. And it's helped me a lot. And instead of just, keeping it inside, to express and to, talk it out, help me navigate and manage those emotion, that anxiety. And I just want to give that to you. It's not motivational, but it could help you. It could help you in your life. Fact of the show, just to end the RTB show, is, did you know that Apple, yeah, I'm talking about the iPhone Apple here, sells nearly 400 iPhones per minute. Every 60 seconds of your day, there's 400 iPhones being sold in that 60 seconds. So I just want to tell you that fact. And, yeah. Thank you for watching the RTB show. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I can do this daily, weekly, monthly. But I want to do it daily, ideally. Daily. But, yeah. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe. Please comment. Please share. And thank you.